Now we'll mostly be working with the DSi motherboard. We'll be removing the old damaged game slot and replacing it with the new one. Make sure you have the DSi game slot. Just to quickly give you an overview what we'll be doing, we'll be desoldering these 2 points first, and then we'll be desoldering this one here and these 2 small ones. We'll be desoldering all of these points, and finally this one here. We'll be removing this one and placing our new DSi game slot. Okay, let's get going. Okay, grab your desoldering braid, flux pen and hot soldering iron, and let's desolder these 2 points here. Apply a bit of flux. Add a bit of solder and simply use your desoldering braid and take off all this solder. So desolder as much as you can. Let's desolder from the other side as well. Okay, let's do a quick test and see if it's coming off. Be very gentle. Normally do not apply too much force. You don't want to lift off the solder pad here, so just gently see if it's moving it, and whether it has removed the joint. Simply. Okay, so this end has come off. Next, let's take off the other end as well. So again, be very gentle with it. Don't lift it or don't apply too much pressure. All we are doing is just removing the excess solder that's there. Okay, so this end has come off. Just to quickly show you what we have done here. So these 2 ends have been desoldered. So that's lifted, so you can see, and this is lifted as well. Okay. Next, we'll be removing the 3 joints here. So there is one big one, and then there are 2 small legs. You have to be a bit careful in this area, as you don't want to damage the surrounding components. Same process. Add a bit of flux. Add a bit of solder. and desolder this. Try to take off as much as you can. In any case, it's not coming off easily. There is another way. I'll just go through that. Okay, so that's almost off. Next, take off as much as you can from the small two legs as well. There we go. Okay, now you can easily lift off this leg as well, so it has come off. Hard to see, but the leg is off. All we did is just desoldered as much as excess was there. Next, the two small legs. Okay, you have to be a bit gentle here, not to lift off these two legs here. So what we can do here is simply you can use very sharp razor blade and cut them as well, if you're comfortable. Otherwise you can desolder it. Let's cut. Okay, just a small cut, and that's lifted off as well. Next, we'll be removing all these. Before doing that, best is to remove this big joint over here as well. Apply a bit of flux, add a bit of solder. Okay, and remove all this. Take off as much as you can. This has taken pretty much everything. Okay, as you can see, this is almost lifted off as well. Okay, so this has come off. Next, there are two ways you can simply, once you know that okay, these two ends have come off, and this end has come off, and this end, and you have properly cut the two small legs over here as well. Simply, you can desolder it, but as this is completely damaged, you can simply take it off as well by just Okay, be wary. So all the legs and everything has come off. So there you go, that's our broken slot. What we can do, we can clean up all this and place our new one onto this. So let's just quickly clean up all this. Clean up this end. And remove all these legs. In case it's not coming off easily, apply a bit of flux. And desolder them. Okay, pretty clean. Let's add a bit of solder here, clean this pad. All done. We have a motherboard, clean motherboard. So the motherboard is ready. Now we can place our new game cartridge slot here. Next, we'll be soldering our new DSi game slot onto our motherboard. Grab your flux, apply a bit of flux to all these areas. Next, there are 2 pins on your DSi game slot. Simply align these 2 pins in these 2 holes. And it should, and the rest of the slot should fit in easily. So that's, as you can see, it's fitted in properly, and these 2 pins aligned properly. Okay, let's solder these 2 points, these 2. Apply a bit of flux. Okay, all we gotta do is just solder these 2 legs. That's done. That's done as well. Let's just do a quick test. Okay, so this end is soldered, this is soldered properly. So you can see there's no gap there, so that's fine. Next, let's solder the remaining joints here. Simply, if you have already added the flux, just add a bit more, just to make sure. Okay, so let's solder this one here first. Okay, push it down and add it. Next, 2 small legs. Okay. Quick test, see it's all good. I've added a bit too much, so simply remove it. Okay, all good. Let's do a quick test. Yes, that's fine. So let's place this end here first. Again, push it down. Okay. That's done. But last bit is these legs. Okay. Let's zoom in. Okay. So one by one. It's extremely terrible level. Okay, do your best. In case if you added a bit more or a bit less, you can always polish it, remove it, add it extra. So let's just do a quick test to see if the pins are moving or everything is soldered properly. So grab any small micro turn precision screwdriver or a flathead screwdriver and test it out and see if it's soldered properly. So that's joint done. It's good. This one's still moving, so let's fix that one. Okay, that's good. Let's keep checking the remaining. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, let's add a bit more onto the last pin. Okay, quickly do a thorough check that everything's okay. So yep, that's fine. This is good. This connection is good. Let's check this. This connection is good. Let's check all these legs are good. Okay, that's good. That connection is good. That connection is good. Okay, we have soldered our new DSi game slot. Next, even though we used no clean, no residue flux, it's still a good habit to clean all the remaining flux that's still on the board. So grab your isopropylene alcohol and do a bit of cleaning. So clean it over to this end. Clean all here. Whatever you can. Clean, grab some Q-tips. So clean this. Clean all these legs as well. Clean all this here. You can see that even though the fluxes say no clean, there is still always some left over. So it's just a good habit to clean it anyway. All done.